Good morning, YouTube. 3 minutes before 7 a.m. Temperature is 72 degrees. It really feels good. When it's this low, the humidity is, you know, little to none. I'm sure there is humidity, but it's nothing like when it's 94. Uh, so it feels very refreshing outside. We, Julie and I, the kids, family, we're all going to take a ride um, and try to get ourselves new cell phones today. Not the kids, obviously, but Julie and I. Um, I've just had so much problems with my phone that, like I had said in the one video, I'm not even recording with it anymore. I'm using my laptop here. Um, but my phone just, something's with the sound, something's with the speaker. It goes in and out and in and out. There's times that people can't hear me at all. And I got the thing right, right next to my mouth. So for whatever reason is, I just, we're due for new phone upgrades. We got iPhone 11 Pro Max, and what we want to trade it in for is the 15 Pro Max. Um, but I'll say this: it's I've been a customer of Verizon for like 22 years, maybe 24 years. I'm trying to remember when I got my first cell phone. Yeah, it's around 24, 25 years. Um, and I've never got anything. They never give you a discount for service for being a long customer, or a free upgrade or anything like that for being a customer for 25 years. Um, and what I've been dealing with them as of late, and for about a month now, is I wasn't able to log into my account. I would go to do it, it would say contact customer service. And every time I'd go through this long, drawn out, hour and a half long process with customer service, they ultimately couldn't resolve it. And in the first instance, told me to check back in 4 to 8 hours to see if it was working. And it wasn't. So, the next day I'm back on the phone and same thing. It's about an hour and a half, and this guy, he was trying, but for whatever reason, um, they couldn't input information on their end to make the system work. So they ultimately unregistered my phone completely and tried to register it, re-register it, and they couldn't even do that. So I was just really frustrated. And at the end of that call, he what he says was, "I'm going to check with my supervisor. I'll be back in a moment. Do you mind holding?" I was like, "No, He said, "We're gonna resolve this." And he comes back maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, and he's got a customer service rep named Jonathan on there. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe they're going to tag team this thing, or they got a good explanation, or maybe they don't have anything. But the rep just real fast goes, not the guy I've been dealing with, the technical rep, real fast goes, um, yeah, we're not going to be able to do anything for you right now. We can't, figure it out, whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but I have Jonathan here on the line, and he can get you your new phones and upgrade your line, all this stuff. And then he quickly disconnected. And it's just me and this rep, Jonathan, that's trying to sell me phones and everything. And I was like, did that guy just ditch me? Yeah, I said just like that. I was flabbergasted, that he just completely like forgot why I was on hold all that time. And not only did they not solve my problem, they're trying to upsell me. And so I just said, I said it like that. I guess, I think I just ditched me. I go, do you know how long I've been dealing with this? And the guy's like, oh, and he's completely like taken aback. I said, no, no, it's not your fault, Jonathan. I go, I'm pissed, I'm hot, heated. I go, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna go cool down. And I just hung up the phone. It was just that was just some of it. There's a lot more, including yesterday. I went on and I was able to log into my account. Holy crap, right? After all this time not being able to do it. Um, and I went through the process of um, picking out new phones for both Julie and I, and yeah, new phones. We were going to keep the same plan. And like I said before, Julie and I have older phones, and we are entitled to a free, not a free, we're entitled to an upgrade, and they were going to take significant amount off because of our phones that we're going to trade in. So I get online with a woman from customer service, and I don't mean this disparaging or disrespectful or anything, but she had a much thicker accent um, that I really struggled to understand. I struggle to hear properly, and then um, the phone. This part of one of the other issues is the speaker is very quiet. So I usually listen with headphones in. That way I can make sure I'm picking it up. But um, so I'm really struggling to understand what she's saying and answer the questions appropriately. And I basically said, what I want to do, real clearly again, what I want to do is just upgrade both phones. I don't want to change my plan. I don't want to do, anything. I want to upgrade to the new phones. Tell me what I owe you today and tell me what my bill will be going forward. And I don't think she was comprehending what I was trying to get to because she kept pausing and going, okay. And she would spit something out. Ultimately, we get to the point where I picked the phones, I picked the plan. Well, we're keeping the same plan, but I still had to, choose to keep it. Um, and we're basically, if this was a brick and mortar store, we're at the register, about ready to pay. Um, and that's where I was at. She was reviewing what we had agreed to, which was the phones, and and then she throws on all this extra stuff: two otter cases, two screen protectors, two special wall outlets. Five almost $600, excuse me, worth of accessories. And I'm like, when she starts rattling that off, I'm like, wait, wait, no, no. I was like, I don't want any of that. I want just the two phones, and I want to know what I'm going to be paying going forward. What am I paying today, and what am I paying going forward on my monthly? And we did the who's on first type thing for a minute or so, trying to understand each other. And ultimately, I told her, I go, no, I got to cancel this right now. You've like upsold me on everything. My bill went from 198 to 233, which I didn't want. Um, so I just said, I said it again. I go, I'm pretty mad, pretty heated. I need to calm down and then talk about this with my wife. And she's like, oh, but what, you know. And I say, I just couldn't understand what the hell she was saying. She was trying to explain things to me, and I commend her for that because those are the questions I kept asking. Can you explain that again? Can you tell me that price again? Because it's seemingly varied every time. But long story shorter, I went on later in the day and she had saved everything we had talked about, including all the accessories and everything. She had saved it to my cart. So I just went through and I deleted all the accessories, um, and left just the phones. And what Julie and I are going to do today is go into the Verizon store and do the remaining part of the transaction in person. You know, it, I understand the labor practices that are associated with outside the country call centers and things like that. It's an affordable option for big companies, but I never spoke to in the entire process. I never spoke with. No, that's not true. Jonathan spoke. Uh, was clearly English speaking, um, but everybody else was a foreign language, and the English was something after that. And I think they do the company a disservice, and in fact, I think they do these people a disservice because here's this woman yesterday. I'll take her case. She's really struggling, and she's not going to complete a transaction because of it. And she never was able to really convey a clear message of what I wanted. It was just really a bad experience. Um, maybe she's new and needs more practice doing it, but I go back to the fact that Julie and I have been, well, myself exclusively, but Julie and I, 25 years customers, and you're trying to upsell me on on uh on what you agree to is a free upgrade. I mean, I get advertisements all the time. In fact, there's the one states exactly what I want. Upgrade to 15 Pro Max, trade in any model, get up to 600 or 800 off, whatever it is. There's two of them, 830. But either way, um, just just very, very frustrating to do at Verizon. Um, it's a shame because I like the service. I I'm one of the few people that seems to always have a signal no matter where. Example would be what Julia was doing yesterday. She was up at a lake in the mountains, and out of all Julia's friends, like I think just the Verizon people had signals. The other T-Mobile and that weren't getting nothing on their phones. I think it was just my wife Julia and um, and another friend that were the only two who actually had service up where they're at. And that's a big deal. You got, especially for my wife, I want her to be able to always have access to a phone because she's always out and about with the kids and everything like that. Um, so, but I'll get off my soapbox. I guess I had a vent about that a little bit. I think it'll work out. We'll go down there today and um, retrieve the phones, so to speak. They're ready. They're supposed to be ready there waiting. And get back to being able to use my phone. It's so much better to be able to take my phone, and I got a little tiny tripod here, um, and I'll take the phone and put it in that, and I'm much more apt to take video. Um, the laptop is very cumbersome. Obviously, I have taken it up in the fields and done videos with it, but the other thing that'll be nice is our 11 Pro Max is only at 64 gigabytes, and these phones are going to have 256, which is low considering I think it can go up to um, like 516 or something. Or no, they could go up to 1 tera. That's right, I forgot. 1 terabyte. But not really trying to bash Verizon, but they need to wake up with because so many people that I talk to, so many people that I commented on threads with about the exact same thing, like how horrible the customer service is, but the we all like the product enough to keep it. Um, so, but happy Friday, everybody. TGIF. We're gonna go get the phones today. Tomorrow, I get a new vacuum for the pool, so I get the vacuum out that, and that should be good to go. And we're gonna trim goat hooves and possibly give them um, their shots. I forgot what it's for, but it's like an immunization shot, a vaccine immunization type shot, and we got to give that to the girls. That way, the kids that are inside them get the benefit of it as well without having to be actually poked with a needle. Um, Julia's got a friend that's coming over and is going to watch and learn because she doesn't know how to trim hooves. And just looking forward to the weekend, as they say. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you have a great day.